This is also a hammer. Can you move, please? One of these days I'll let her drive. Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the channel. We're back out here at the farm today. We got a few things we want to get done. I want to get the corn planter out today. I want to get it out of this shed, move it over to the shop so we can start going through it. First thing I'll have to do is move some stuff out of the shop because we got some stuff in the way. So yeah, I got this little air compressor here that I brought from my house. I'm assuming this thing has a flat tire because it has at least one, maybe two, that tend to go down on us. So I'm gonna plug this air compressor in. Yep, it does have a flat tire. I knew it. I'm gonna plug this in, let it air up, and then start moving stuff out of the shop. Here we go. As you can see, we have some stuff in here. Got to get the corn head out, move the golf cart, get the 12 and the plow out. I suppose I could probably unhook this. I got those mold boards painted the other day, so it's ready to be unhooked. Hopefully it'll start. I had the charger on it last week, and I don't know how good those batteries are, so we'll see if it starts. We'll get that moved out of here, get this corn head out. We'll probably back that in the barn, the old cattle barn out back. That's normally where we store that. Let's see, does it have a flat tire? Yes, it does. So we'll have to air that tire up too, and sweep the floor, get the planter in here, and we'll be good to go. All right, will you start? We're about to find out. That was easy. This is also a hammer. That job's done. I'm gonna back this black truck out of the shed because this is where we're gonna put the corn head. I'll probably use the 12 to back it in. It's easier to back that stuff up with the tractor. Hope this thing starts. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dead as a doornail. Well, let's see. We got no power in here. So, wonder if I can sneak my truck in here and get jumper cables to it. That stinks. Well, there's not enough room for me to get my truck in here, so I'm just gonna pull it out of the way and we'll worry about it later. That was easy. Let's go get the corn head. Now we got that moved, I can sweep the floor. There's one thing I cannot stand, and that's working on a dirty concrete floor. Especially if you're trying to use a creeper and you hit a rock and then the wheel doesn't spin. Ugh, I hate it. All right, floor's clean. Let's go see if we can get that planter out. Okay, so there's no valve stem cap on it. I don't know if I can get on there with this chuck or not, because of course it's right in the way of this. So thankfully, I brought this little guy. See if that works. Oh boy. All right, so I don't know if you can see this or not, but the valve stem is right behind this arm that holds the wheel. So I can't get a air chuck on it at all. So I think I'm just gonna have to hook onto the planter and pull it ahead just enough. Hopefully that tire stays on the bead. And then what am I trying to say? Then I can get a chuck on, it'll be underneath that bracket. And hopefully that works. I think that's the only flat tire. That one looks low, but it's good enough for now. You think I can squeeze the planter out of here without moving the 8400? I think I can. Let's see if you'll start. Last time you were dead. All right, I believe in you. It's still going to be tricky, but I think I can get it. All right, we got it aired up enough. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here. All right, planter's out. I think what I'm gonna do now, actually I know what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna get the pressure washer hooked up and I'm gonna clean some of this oil and grease off these hoses because I wanna kind of get it hooked up. I know we've got some leaks, so we might need to replace some of these hoses, but while they're all covered in oil, I can't really tell what needs to be replaced and what doesn't. So I'm gonna get that cleaned up a little bit and let it drip off while I'm eating lunch, and then we'll come back and get this thing in the shop. Well, we made it back from lunch. I got a little carried away with the pressure washer. I went ahead and kind of washed the planter a little bit. Just the areas that we're going to be working on. There was some other spots that had some oil on it and some dirt. So I also noticed that outside dual was low on the 8430. Brand new tires. I don't know, it's probably leaking around the bead, but got that airing up. I'll probably slip this thing in the shop, kind of look it over a little bit, and go from there. All right, so the planter is in the shop. I'm not really going to tear into it today. I've got some other stuff I want to get done. The one thing I am going to do is tear one of these parallel arms apart. So I kind of showed in the last video, these parallel arms, they have a bushing inside of here, and the bushing and the arm itself will actually wear down over time, and it'll give you a lot of play. I'll show you what's going on. See how much movement there is up here? It should not be like that. So I'm going to take one of these off and see how bad they're worn, if the arms themselves are worn, or if it's just the bushing. If I was a betting man, I would say the arm is shot and we need to do something about it. After I get this off, I'll kind of explain our options and we'll go from there. All right, so here's the arm off the machine. I'll pop one of these bushings out. This is the bushing where the airbag bracket thingy hooks to, and these are the actual bushings for the parallel arms. So, I don't know if you can tell on camera, maybe this one's easier, but these holes are a little bit egg-shaped. And these bushings, they really don't look that bad. They do have a little bit of a groove worn in them. I guess I could get it on the camera. They do have a little bit of groove worn in them on that edge there, but they don't look terrible. Now if you get them inside here, there's a lot of movement, and that is not what you want. So here's our options. We could replace the bushings with a very minuscule amount of wear on them. That probably wouldn't solve our problem. We could replace the arms, which would be pretty expensive. Or they sell a kit that you can take this and ream this hole out bigger, and then they have a bushing that presses in with another hole that you actually bolt the bushing to the arm. That way it can't spin and it can't wear this arm out, and it actually wears on the bushing and the bolt. So the part that's supposed to be replaceable, you can replace. This seems like a very crappy design from John Deere. I'm pretty sure all the planters are like this, and it might not even just be Deere. It could be all of them, but this bushing should be softer than the arm, and it should wear out because you can replace this really easily, and this is more expensive. So we're gonna have to do something about that. So this is that airbag bracket. This has the Precision Planting lift bags on it, and I'm guessing you have to change this whole bracket deal on it. And I'm also guessing that this planter did not come stock with airbags on it. It probably used to be a spring downforce planter because this thing's a 1998, and this is probably relatively new. So these bushings in here, they actually aren't too bad. There's a little bit of play in there, but not much. So I think they sell a kit that you can ream these out to, but I'm not too worried about that for now. I just want to get the parallel arms done, and the problem is this bottom one is one piece. So you can't just pop one off at a time and do them. You almost have to set this on the ground and take this whole bottom part off. That way the row unit isn't flopping around to do that one. So it's a little bit of a job. One option we could do is we could just replace the bushings. Do the ream out press in bushings on the top parallel arms and see how much better it is. And if that gets rid of, say, 50% of the slop, that's 50% better. Then we can worry about the bottoms at a later date, because to be honest, that's just a little bit bigger of a job than I want to accomplish this close to planting. It needs to be a winter job where you have plenty of time, but we don't have a heated shop, so it's not really an option right now. So we're gonna do some thinking on that, decide what we want to do, and yeah, I'm sure we'll get it on camera whatever we do. All right, that's about all I'm gonna do to the planter right now. I'm gonna jump over to the other shed again. Got one more job I want to do real quick before the end of the day. And then, wow, it is windy. And then we'll put some equipment away and call it a day. Hey, come on. Leah, come on. Get up there. here on a sand hill, and I've got a little bit of rye seed left in the seeder from last fall, and I just don't want to vacuum it all out. There's a little bit more than I want to vacuum. So I'm going to empty it out on this hill. We're going to have to spray this with Roundup anyway, and that'll kill it off. We can get it planted, and it'll get rid of my rye seed. Maybe it'll grow a little bit and do a little bit of good before we get it planted. But yeah, that's what we got going on. Can you move, please? One of these days I'll let her drive. Well, the tractor's handling this seeder just fine, but I'm not getting any reading on the monitor. So I'm not sure if I don't have something plugged in or what's going on, but I don't really want to deal with it right now. I just want to get this thing emptied out. So I'm going to go outside and turn the wheel and make sure we've got product coming out of the tubes, and just get this thing emptied out and figure out what's going on later. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's not reading anything. So I'm guessing something's not plugged in somewhere, because it worked just fine last fall on the four-wheel drive tractor. So we'll have to do some investigating on that. Well, I seeded the whole sandhill twice, and it was already seeded last fall. So she's thick. We're gonna get out and see how much we got left. So my left side's just about empty, right side's got a little bit left. We're gonna call that good enough. I can get the rest with the vacuum. Oh, golly, yeah. Ready to go home, Leah? Oh, we got it back home and in the shed. I decided to unfold it because we've got a pallet of parts right there. Got new openers for this and a few other things. That way I can start looking it over. We've got an issue with the 8400. The number one SCV seeps down. The middle units, you can hear that creaking. They're just seeping down right now because I don't have it locked up. But the guy came out and rebuilt that bank, and it's still doing it. It bypasses. So you either got to lock it up if you're going down the road, or just keep picking it up all the time. So we're gonna have to look into that too. And yeah, so got some work to do this. Got some work to do the corn planter. I got what I wanted to get done today. So that's gonna be it. I'm gonna put that tractor back in the shed and probably go home and relax. So I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. If you do like the videos, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, leave them down there in the comments. I try to answer all the questions. I read every comment and respond to the ones that need responded to. So thanks for watching. See you on the next one.